Hi guys, it's month 23 of Prompt Squad and the first video of 2021. I can't believe we're already a week into January. It's so damn cold here. I really hope you're all staying warm and safe because I am freezing. Okay, so the prompt this month was snow globe, suggested by Far Photos, and I don't think I am the only one, looking at all of these entries right now, that really love doing this prompt. Such a mix of mediums and different takes. I can't wait to show you what everyone else created, but I'm going to quickly go through what I made for this prompt first. So, I kind of knew what I wanted to try and do this time, which is a nice change. So, I wanted to animate, in quotation marks, something this month. And I mean, I kind of knew I wanted to have the snow shake in the globe for a second. That was the main idea I had. But I had no idea how I was actually going to do that. Because as you've probably seen from the dancing squad, Octocat brothers that are at the beginning and through these videos, I've kind of mastered, about 4 frames a minute, so I'm not great at animation. So it was a bit of a challenge this month, but I think we had a good chance with it. So it ain't going to be amazing, but I did have some fun doing it, and I don't know, maybe seeing the process of how I did it and, where it went, maybe it'll encourage you a bit if you're looking to have a go of it too. There's a lot of people in our prompt squad who are better at this, so you can chat to as well for some more help. So I wanted to try and keep it a bit festive this month, as I plan to try and get it done before, or at least for Christmas, because I wanted to try and put up a post before Christmas this year, and just so I can wish everyone a Merry Christmas. That's what I wanted to do, and I knew there was a chance that I would forget to do that and make sure I found everyone that I wanted to say it to before then. So it kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of send a online Christmas card to everyone that I care about. I focused on creating this kind of glittery Christmas tree in the center of the snow globe, and I really wanted to pare down the tones of the tree into this kind of bluish green colour palette and make it look a little bit more subdued than my usual colour schemes. Basically, I wanted it to look a lot more like my actual Christmas tree in my house, which is a bit more blue-grey and wintry toned than really a bright green. And then I knew that I wanted to contrast that blue-green with more orangey gold tones. Again, because the lion's share of baubles on my tree are those colours, but also I think there is something fun about having that kind of blue and orange colour combination, especially with something Christmassy, because the red-green colour combination is that traditional Christmas tree colour palette. My goodness, where are my words going? You think red and green, don't you, for Christmas? And I thought moving the colours one across on the colour wheel to blue orange instead, it's kind of a bit different, but it also reminds you of the Christmas colours, and yeah, I just think that's really fun to do. So I knew I wanted to do that colour combination. Okay, they're the words. So for the background, I knew I wanted to do a bokeh. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but bokeh, the blurred glowy light effect that you get in photographs. just to try and give the idea maybe there's fairy lights in the background of this painting and it's all a bit out of focus, kind of like a photograph of an actual snow globe is where I was going. And I really wasn't sure if I could actually paint that effect, but it wasn't, to be honest, too badly doing it digitally. I just played with the opacity of the layers and I used some smooth pastel light brushes to do that. I used that same brush to give the globe that glass reflective effect. Now, this one I have done before, painting traditionally, so that wasn't as nerve-wracking to do. But yeah, I think that the one thing I would say if you're a bit unsure of painting glass, what I've learned is that you should be quite harsh with your white reflective blobs. Your blobs? Be harsh with your blobs. And that'll make them look a bit more natural, even though it doesn't really feel that way, because so many things that are natural are a bit more blended, a bit more subdued. But when it comes to reflections, when you look at glasses, it is kind of a sharp white colour, so have a bit of fun with it, you know, be harsh with your blobs. It's kind of hard to imagine as well, because I didn't have a snow globe like this in front of me. I kind of kept blurring my eyes and my focus to see if it kind of looked right. So I know it's not perfect, but it's kind of fun to do, isn't it? I kind of enjoyed doing it. As odd as it sounds. Anyway, I knew I also wanted to add the red panda into this painting, because I'd taken it for a little bit of a adventure in October, I guess, and also it's kind of plopped into my art across the year in general, so I knew I wanted to bring him in. And also he's those great red-orange tones again that clash so nicely with the internal part of it, so it was nice to bring that colour into the centre of the image, and then I could use it as well to draw your eye up to the star at the top of the tree. So it was kind of like orange, blue, orange were kind of like going into the centre, and I thought that was kind of a fun way of doing it, I guess, a nice way of moving the eye across the illustration. And yeah, after all that, and after all these components were painted, I began playing with them on different layers. So I would transform some of the parts, I made some of them transparent, and then I saved each of the layers, like turning on and off as I was going, as different pings, so that I could then bring them into Premiere and like layer them as different frames, and then just like play with the speed that it would go through to try and make it look as smooth as I could. I know it's not that smooth. I think like certain areas needed more and certain needed less, and that's just more the structure of animations that I don't truly understand. But I thought it was a good fun project to work on. I really liked how it turned out, especially the colours I was quite happy with, because whenever I go subdued I'm a little bit worried, but I thought the bright colour tones worked with it. So yeah, I was quite happy with how it turned out. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the process behind it too. And now I'm going to talk to you about all of the other great members of Prompt Squad and what they created. So Troy created this amazing painting inspired by the prompt, which takes the classic image of Santa Claus or Father Christmas or whatever you call him, and these snowmen and the snow and just all these icons of the season, and brings them together into this lovely little composition. I really like the style of this one in particular because it reminds me of those 1950s styled advertisements. The way especially that the face is shaded and those colour tones, it feels like a vintage poster, and I think that's so cool. I really love that style. Emily's take on the prompt has had me laughing since I first saw it a few weeks ago. I love how strong her style is becoming. This mix of traditional and digital rendering just blends together so well as she does it, and it means that she can take these iconic characters and then completely make them her own while still making sure you recognize them. It's really clever, and I love the sheen and reflection of the glass too on her snow globe. I thought it was pretty daunting to paint the glass personally at first, but I think Emily's shown the fun that you can have with it too. Tea Light's painting this month had all these fantastic patterns and textures that I really enjoyed seeing. I mean, their pieces are always so creative, they always have so much atmosphere in them, and they always feel to me very emotive and strong. They always make me personally feel inspired to go pick up my own paintbrush or pencil and just get sketching, which, with it being so cold, is saying something. It's just such a cool idea to turn the snow globe concept on its head and take an environment that you just wouldn't expect and have fun with it. I really love it. And I also love the way that Carter's played with perspective in his take on the prompt. By using the sphere of the snow globe and this main circle shape, he's played with the idea of this miniature world tucked inside it and decided to create this little story as well within that. I think maybe we're spiritual siblings with this one, because I think the idea of the little world lends itself nicely to that feeling of coziness, or cwtch as you say here in Wales, and Carter's really captured that feeling in his painting by playing with the composition and the character. It's really great work. And I absolutely love the colour palette of Lisbeth's piece this month. All these whites and golds, they just speak to me, Lisbeth. I love it. I think the idea of playing with this shimmery, glittery paint medium to give the effect of snow is so clever, and her photo, how she's done it by catching the light, it really brings her illustration to life. I bet it looks even cooler in person. I also can't not mention how darn cute that snowkite is. Having one of those in your garden would definitely make the cold worth it. And Lisbeth always creates such cute characters in her art, so it's just lovely to see again. On that, Halumpa also created some really sweet characters for the prompt too, but in contrast, her painting decided to use really dark tones and then create this lovely contrast of the night sky and the bright white snow to create a really strong and powerful image. I think Halumpa's compositions are always really exciting to me, because even when she takes a central, located composition as this, she always adds lots of elements to try and bring your eye around the image and pull out other details as you just pay attention. I think I need a tutorial, Halumpa, on how you do that. It's great to see Sakura joining again with Prompt Squad. She has made such a gorgeous illustration for this prompt. I mean, you're making me speechless over here, which is not good when I'm trying to record audio. But, I mean, over the years, I've loved seeing Sakura play with these colour tones in her art. Her style has grown so much in such a short amount of time. And the blending of these different colour tones and this ethereal feeling of the piece against that strong composition of the heart tree in the centre that's strongly in focus. It's such a beautiful design, and it has that signature magical feel that Sakura's art always has. It's just gorgeous. Nadia created 2 lovely pieces for this month's prompt, making up for last month's missing piece maybe, wink wink. But yeah, I love that she tried 2 different techniques for the same prompt. The watercolour paint fanning around that centre globe is such a great effect, and it also feels mysterious, kind of like a crystal ball. And also it kind of made me think a little bit of her Halloween work, but in a winter season. I thought it was really cool. And her second one uses the mixed media technique that Nadia's really perfected over the last few years, of kind of layering washi tape and then layers of paint and bring them all together to create these beautiful patterned illustrations. It's so lovely to see Fergie as well, her cat, having this day out in the snow in this lovely world. I think it's a really beautiful memory piece, and I just love it. Tara's piece is just gorgeous too. I mean, I feel like I'm running out of adjectives now, but there are no words. The way Tara illustrates characters is so unique and personal. It's incomparable to another artist, which is amazing because that is just so rare. I can't get over it. Her style is growing stronger and stronger every month, and I'm so happy to be a part of this community so that I get to enjoy seeing her work develop. And to be honest, that's kind of how I feel in general with everyone's art in Prompt Squad. I think it can be hard when you're on your own and you see your own work to see progress, but being part of this community, you can see so much progress every month. It's really good to see, and yeah, it just makes me happy to bring these videos together every month. Far Photos, the creator of this month's prompt, showed her love of snow globes across multiple pieces through the month, and it's been such a joy to see what she created. I love how the first ones use this shading and black and white tones of charcoal to capture a moment in time. I feel like I had to animate mine for it to feel alive, but Far Photos gives her work this life through just blending tones of charcoal. It's really cool how she's done it. I'm kind of unsure how she did it, but it's really cool. And her second one as well, it's again in traditional, but this one's a bit lighter in feel. It's got more colours in it, and it's capturing this cheery outlook on New Year's, which I think we all kind of need as well. I feel in some ways that this is the spiritual successor or sibling of Art of Troyes as well. They've both got this classical winter iconography, if you know what I mean, these winter decorations in them. And yeah, I just love it. Plus, I mean, look at this biscuit she made too. Don't tempt me for photos. I've eaten enough mince pies this month. I don't need more. And finally, Dave took me really by surprise this month, but in the best of ways. I always link Dave's style with comedy and great characters that he just creates out of his own mind. It's amazing. But what I love about this one in particular is that you can tell it's Dave's style, but we're focused on all these other parts that make his style his own. Like the colour palette, the clean lines, this lovely composition and the shapes of the piece. It's nice to see him move away from like a singular character focus for a moment, because instead you get to appreciate all these other parts to his art that maybe I don't always mention, but I should be doing. I'm really hoping Little Dude will come back for 2021 though. But it was great to see this take. And that's all of Prompt Squad this month. And this year, thinking about it. So I couldn't be happier with how well everyone's been doing. Our little community's grown so much just this year, and every month I really can't believe how much effort and time everyone puts into this, and the work that they create is so beautiful. I do feel really extremely lucky to know all of you and to be here to follow your art journeys. It's great to see. And yeah, I just want to say thank you all so much for brightening up 2020, at least for me, and I hope for everyone else. And I hope we have a really good year going forward. And so that takes us on to next month's prompt. And I hope you don't mind, but I kind of wanted to plop one in to start off the year. Though any ideas you do have, please make sure to leave them in the comments here or on Instagram, or send me a message or an email or whatever. I'm going to add it to the list of future prompts, don't worry. But this month, I thought it might be interesting to look at foreign cultures. With us all being stuck at home at the moment, I mean, 5-mile radius lockdown, if you're like me, I thought it might be fun to actually look at another culture than our own and create some art inspired by it. We'll kind of travel, go on a holiday, but with a piece of paper and pen instead. Maybe it's a culture that you've already been interested in for a while, or maybe it's one you want to learn about, something new, something interesting to get you going. Maybe it's a place you'd like to visit one day, or maybe you want to research the art style of a different country and a different culture. It's all up to you. The only rule I would say is try not to choose your own culture. Try and pick somewhere new and exciting, something different for you, somewhere you can't go right now, but maybe one day in 2021 you could. I can't wait to see where you all decide to art travel this month. I think it's going to be really fun to see what you all create. The deadline is going to be the 1st of February, with the next video coming out a few days after that. If you'd like to join in, just create a piece of art inspired by the prompt and add the hashtag PromptSquad either here or on Instagram, and I will make sure to find it and add it to the next video with your contact details. And if you have more questions that I haven't answered here, just let me know down in the comments. I may be slow to reply, as everyone knows, but a lot of Prompt Squad are far faster than me, and everyone's lovely here, so I'm sure someone can help. I hope you're all doing well and are keeping safe and cozy. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.